guys, I hope you guys are having an amazing day. In today's video, I will be talking about how to prepare for bonding your rabbits, and stay tuned for the end of this video where I'll be giving you a week 2 update on my personal bonding experience between Lollipop and Cocoa Puff. So let's get into this video. So in preparation for bonding 2 rabbits, there is 3 steps I want to talk about today. The first step is to find the proper friend for your current bunny. When you are finding a friend, you want to make sure that, first of all, your bunny is spayed or neutered, and the bunny you are looking to adopt is also spayed and neutered. You want them to be spayed and neutered, as this will reduce territorial issues, and also if you are trying to bond a boy and a girl, this will eliminate any surprises such as baby bunnies. When you are looking to find a friend, you also want to take into consideration the gender. Boy and girl pairs are the easiest to bond. You can bond the same gender. Boy-boy pairs seem to be a little bit easier than girl-girl pairs, as girls can be extra territorial. Also, when you are trying to find a friend for your bunny, you want to do some speed dating and watch for positive behaviors. And if you want to see Lollipop and Cocoa Puff's first date, I will leave that in the iCards above. If you are wondering, how do I set up a speed date? Most shelters and rescues, if you ask them to have your bunny meet another bunny, they will set up a neutral area for you, and you can just see how your bunnies are going to interact. If you see any fighting going on, this is most likely not a good match, and you're going to have a real hard time bonding them, and it could take months and months. You really want to find a pair that does pretty good from the beginning. There's lots of positive behaviors and positive reactions. Also, when you are trying to find your bunny a friend, you really need to remember that all bunnies are different. All bunnies have different personalities, and you really need to keep in mind the needs of your bunny. When you are looking for a friend, it's not about you, it's more about your bunny. You need to make sure that you let the bunnies choose their pair and you're not forcing a bond. Now, step 2 for preparing for bonding is to set up separate enclosures. These enclosures should be close to each other, but also far enough away that the bunnies can't fight. This would be about like 3 or 4 inches apart. Another tip when you are setting up their enclosures is to place their food closest to the side of the other bunny, as when they eat, they will be eating next to each other, and this is just another way that they will bond. Another helpful tip for when you are bonding rabbits is to be constantly swapping pens. When you swap pens, the bunnies are going to smell each other, and the scents are eventually going to get mixed, and they are really going to associate that now they need to share with the other bunny, and this will help with a lot of the territorial issues once you get to the end of the bonding process. Step number 3 is setting up a neutral bonding space. This needs to be a neutral space that neither bunny has ever claimed as their own. Good place for this would be something like in your living room with an exercise pen, which is what I did, or like a bathtub or something like that. You also need it to be small enough where you can interact and stop any fights if needed. You need to be able to reach both bunnies, so having them run around in a large room is not ideal. You want them in an enclosed area. Now that you know the 3 steps for preparing for bonding rabbits, there's a couple other things you want to note before you start bonding rabbits. You really need to understand that bonding can be very difficult. A rule of thumb is about 10% of bunnies will fall in love at first sight, but 80% of bunnies will bond over time and with effort. And then there is 10% of bunnies that are highly incompatible, and that's the bunnies that you see fight right away when you are speed dating. When you are bonding rabbits, patience is absolutely necessary. It could take days, which is very rare. It could take weeks, it could take months, and it could even take longer. It really just matters of how long your bunnies take to determine their hierarchy. You also need to expect setbacks. Bunnies sometimes have bad days, and they can be crabby and just mean toward the other bunny. You need to just end the date and start fresh. Another thing to note is that you are going to have poop everywhere. Even if your bunnies are litter box trained, they will mark their territory with their poops. I personally found this around their litter boxes and in their enclosures. There is poop scattered all over, and both of them I know are completely litter box trained. So I hope you guys know a little bit more on how to prepare for bonding rabbits, and let's get into my week 2 update. On day 8, I introduced their litter boxes. I closely monitored them, but they did really well, and the date lasted for about an hour and a half. On day 9 and 10, we did not do any bunny dates as I was on vacation and I did not feel comfortable having the pet sitter organize bunny dates. On day 11, again, I gave them their litter boxes and we had about 45 minutes of a bunny date. I just kept it short because I was very busy since I just got back from vacation. Cocoa Puff groomed Lollipop quite a bit. On day 12, they had about an hour-long bunny date, and again, Cocoa Puff groomed Lollipop quite a bit. On day 13, again, I had their litter boxes inside their enclosure, and I had about a 2-hour bunny date, and they did very well together. On day 14, again, the date went very well, and it went for about 2 hours. Near the end of the date, I decided to give them their veggies for the night together, and it went very well. Overall, the bonding process has been going very well, with me being able to introduce territorial items and being able to increase the duration of each date. The only thing I'm really waiting for yet is for Lollipop to groom Cocoa Puff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time. And remember, live life to the fullest!